for joining us today. If we haven't met already, my name is Irene and I'm one of the educators with Sugar Lash Pro. So I am excited to present this for you guys today. We're doing the Lash Trends Forecasted for 2026. A little agenda of what we're going to cover. We are going to talk about the evolution of the industry, so past trends over the years, factors that are influencing today's trends, a trend forecast, overviews of each style and how-tos, how to maintain a competitive advantage, skills to invest in, and then our upcoming webinars. Starting off with our early classic era. This was from 2010 to 2015. Classic lashes were the dominant service back then. We were commonly using thick diameters, so 0.20s and 0.25s were very standard. Mapping was extremely simple, usually 2 to 3 lengths for the set. Education around lash health was limited and dramatic lengths were prioritized. So we very commonly went quite long, a lot longer than what clients' natural lashes could handle. The industry was still figuring out best practices. Damage from overloading the lashes was very common. This era laid the foundation for the industry, but exposed the need for customization. Next, we have the volume breakthrough from 2014 to 2016. This is when we saw Russian volume techniques spreading globally. Being able to hand make your fans became a sign of advanced skill. Artists shifted away from those thick classics, so those 0.20s, 0.25s, we started seeing that a lot less. And we were more so using 0.15 and 0.18 diameters. Fuller, denser volume sets became the popular lash service. Clients were viewing volume as premium and innovative. So we saw a lot of clients at this time start switching to volume over classic. Next, we have the hybrid boom. So 2015 to 2018, artists began mixing classic and volume to soften volume sets. This helped artists bridge classic and volume techniques and was used as a transition service for classic lash clients. So clients that were already getting classic that wanted something more but didn't quite want the volume sets, we started offering them hybrid. So a mix of the individual extensions and the volume fans. Popular with clients wanting balance between natural and full, hybrids became a standard service menu item. So we saw lash studios and lash artists all began offering hybrid as a menu option. Next, we have the mega volume era, 2017 to 2021. This is where we saw the peak of mega volume with extremely dense, dramatic sets. Social media accelerated the demand for these dramatic looks. Mega volume became very mainstream instead of niche. This era pushed the limits of density and exposed the balance between artistry and responsibility. So we saw really thick sets, very black, very dense, huge fans of upwards of 20 extensions in the fan. And we very much were prioritizing that dramatic look over maintaining the client's natural lash health. And then 2021 to 2023, we have the wispy takeover. So just over the past few years, we've really started to see a desire for these wispy looks. Clients started requesting textured wispy looks. Softer glamour replaced those heavy density sets. Custom mapping gained importance. So we saw a lot on social media content with lash artists. People started sharing their mapping for these wispy sets. Lash health conversations became mainstream. Those thick mega volume sets started declining in popularity. Wispy styling marked the industry's transition from maximum fullness to more intentional design. Factors influencing the trends of today. At the start of the pandemic, we noticed beauty trends shifting toward more minimal makeup. We saw a lot of the no makeup looks. There's a lot of content around that. Skincare first routines became popular, so people were promoting doing your skincare really well as your base for makeup rather than using primer. The term clean girl aesthetic started trending on TikTok. This was very much about being polished but effortless looking. And this had a major influence on today's lash trends, and clients started wanting softer, lighter, more natural looking sets. We started seeing videos about lash blindness. So people comparing their lash extensions from before and their perspective being that they looked really bad, that they were too much. A lot of them had those thick mega volume sets. And that was very much pushing everyone to kind of take a look at what their lashes look like and wanting something a little bit more natural and realistic looking. So our 2026 trend forecast, we've got classics, angel or wet sets, wispy sets, textured volume, brown toned lashes, and lash lifts. Starting off with the classic revival, the demand for subtle natural enhancement is rising. Today's classic sets prioritize lash health and lightweight diameters. So we more so see people using 0.15s a lot, I would say, maybe a little bit of 0.18, but we no longer see really anyone using those 0.20s, 0.25s. And what's really changed is the mapping for the classic sets. So advanced mapping helps to create dimension and customization. A perfect classic set exposes technique. There's nowhere to hide mistakes. So classic sets were looked at were seen as being very basic before, whereas now, because we're able to customize them, that's helping them look a lot more elevated from the previous ones in the past. I will say to expect to see thinner diameters being used, 0.10 and 0.12, like fully in the set. Classics are back, but better. Executing a classic set. So classic mapping has evolved from simple basic placement to highly detailed multi-length designs. In the past, artists commonly used only 2 to 3 lengths with minimal variation. Modern classic sets use 5 to 6 carefully blended lengths to create smoother transitions, better eye shaping, and a more realistic natural finish. So if you compare the classic mapping of the past to now, you can see on the left there, when I started doing lashes 14 years ago, I was very commonly doing that exact map on the left there, where I had very long inner corner and then right away jumped into my longest length for the rest of the eye. And then today, you would add a lot more length. So you have that variation, right? Even if I had gone longer on that right-hand image, but still had the transitions in length, it would still look much more natural and realistic than the image on the left. Next, we have the rise of angel and wet sets. So if you're not familiar with the term angel sets, it's basically the same idea as the wet sets. I've been seeing it a little bit more over the past couple of years, and it's the same thing, but usually used for sets that are even softer. So you're using even lighter diameters, thinner diameters, and less extensions in the fans. So the demand continues for soft, airy, textured finishes. Clients want visible texture without heaviness. Social media is very much pushing these glossy, separated lash looks. It's the perfect balance between subtle and striking. It appeals to clients who want enhancement without looking super obvious, creating a your lashes but better look that looks effortless and natural. Closed fan technique is what you're using to accomplish the angel or wet sets. Angel and wet sets are created using narrow closed fans that mimic the appearance of natural lashes grouped together. Unlike wide fans that create fluff and density, closed fans produce a sleek definition and a glossy wet finish. Consistent fan closure, controlled spacing, and strategic layering are key to achieving a clean, spiky texture without excess bulk. You want to choose lighter diameters, so 0.03s, 0.05s, and 0.07s, and control your spacing to create intentional texture without overcrowding. So with these sets, you can really play around with what you want to use. Everybody has different preferences. If you're doing maybe an angel set versus a wet set, maybe you want to do something a little bit lighter. You know, maybe you're using 0.03s or you're just using very few extensions. Okay. Next, we have the wispy movement. Clients are no longer drawn to the full uniform lash looks. Textured multi-length styling helps to create dimension. focusing on spikes, layering, and controlled irregularity. The wispy blueprint. Wispy styling is built through intentional layering. Think of the base layer as your foundation and the spikes as your accents. The contrast in length is what creates the wispy illusion. Placement should be intentional so the set looks textured rather than messy. The base layer is mapped with the shortest lengths to create structure and fullness, while spikes are strategically placed on the top layer using lengths typically 2 to 3 millimeters longer than the base. So I say typically because that's what you will see a lot of people doing, but it's not a black and white thing. You can still kind of play around with that, and some people will go longer. But 2 to 3 millimeters is a good rule of thumb to have something that's very natural looking and with good transition. So in the images there on the left, I've gone just 2 millimeters, 1 to 2 millimeters longer throughout most of the eye. Just on the cat eye on the bottom there, I went 3 millimeters longer on the highest peak. So you can kind of play around with it. Next, we have volume with texture. So the old goal was a dark, full lash line. Now clients seek movement and realism. This reflects the demand for customized artistry and intentional design, utilizing layering strategies, weight distribution, curl mixing, and strategic gaps and spikes. It prioritizes dimension over uniform density. It blends softness with fullness, and advanced mapping can help to enhance the eye shape. So we went from that very uniform, thick, intense look, mega volume look from before, whereas now you can still have that dramatic look, but a little bit more of a natural finish and a little bit more realism. The anatomy of textured volume. Textured volume sets are built through intentional layering, mixed fan sizes, and curl variation. A structured base layer helps to create fullness, while longer, lighter fans and mixed curls add movement and dimension. Varying curl patterns enhances texture and prevents a uniform flat appearance, resulting in a dynamic, airy finish. So just on the left there, on the above image, I've got C curl for the base layer, and then just on the upper layer, I'm using CC curl. And then you can play around with your fan width. So maybe on the base layer, I'm going with a wider fan. And maybe on the upper layer, I'm doing a more narrow or closed fan. And then the bottom image, I've got C curl for about half of the eye as the base, and then CC curl as the top layer for that inner half. And then on the very outer half of the eye, I went with an L curl to give it that lift. So you can mix different curls to give it that texture, and you notice it not just from the front view, but a lot from the side view too. Brown is the new black. Brown tone lashes continue to trend as clients desire softer, more wearable looks. It offers a softer alternative to just traditional black. It enhances natural beauty without harsh contrast. It's ideal for clients with fair features, mature clients, or if you're color matching to hair or their features. We do have a brunette line with Sugar Lash Pro. The extensions are a rich chocolate brown with a velvety sheen. Adding brown tone lashes to your inventory expands who you can serve and how you can customize. So if you have a client that's asking for brown, it's nice to be able to offer that to them if you have it in your inventory. We have the Lash Lift Boom. With the growing demand for low maintenance beauty, lash lifts offer a low cost alternative to extensions. It appeals to the natural beauty movement. We've seen Korean lash lifts blow up on social media with clients seeking high impact lifts. So with the Korean lash lift, you're just lifting the lashes from root to tip. So people are getting some really good results with that. And I'm finding clients are really liking that look, and they love how low maintenance the lifts are, not having to, get their extensions filled every couple of weeks and rather, going every couple months or as needed. Next level lash lifts. You can do just a traditional lash lift, or you can offer an enhanced glam lift. A glam lift combines a lash lift with strategic lash extensions to add length and fullness, making it ideal for clients with shorter natural lashes who still want a lifted, enhanced look. This added offering increases accessibility and creates upselling opportunities. So we do have a Glam Lift webinar. It's one of our past webinars. It is on our YouTube if you want to watch that in depth. But basically, you're adding extensions following the lash lift service. And there's a few ways that you can do that. So extensions with intent. Extensions can be applied evenly for subtle lengthening or strategically placed to emphasize and enhance the client's natural eye shape. Placement, length, and curl are all tools to customize the final look, creating a tailored, lifted, and polished result. So after the lash lift, you're not going in and putting extensions on all of the lashes. You're maybe spending 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your speed, to kind of enhance the look that they have. So on the bottom image there, you can see I've placed extensions kind of all throughout the eye. So you can do that if you're wanting to just add a little bit of length from what they naturally have. And not everybody has the lashes necessary, the length necessary for a really impactful lash lift. So adding some length with the extensions is a really good option. And then in the center right-hand side image, I've placed extensions just on the outer half of the eye. So maybe that client wanted to have more of a cat eye look or accentuate the outer part of their eye. I can do that with extensions, which I can't accomplish with just the lash lift alone. Extensions that we carry with Sugar Lash Pro, we've got our plush, runway, and flat. These allow artists to customize weight and texture, creating high impact lash sets with high performance fibers. And we offer them in a variety of lengths, of course, diameters, and curls. Next, we have our adhesives. Our professional adhesives are designed for different environments and artist preferences. Signature provides flexibility for everyday performance because it has a very wide range for humidity. Bond Noir delivers fast drying for a more experienced artist seeking maximum efficiency. So if you're a quicker artist, you want something faster drying. And then our Naked Bond is our clear adhesive that is ideal for those sensitive clients. Maybe they're allergic to carbon black, or if you want that seamless blending, if you're doing those brown toned lashes and you don't want to cover the bases with black adhesive, this is a good option as well. The lash industry isn't dying, it's evolving. A lot of talk over the past few years. I know a lot of artists have been concerned about not just the industry being oversaturated, but people have been losing clients. We've noticed some changes in the economy and clients maybe opting not to get extensions at all. Every industry goes through cycles. Clients aren't disappearing, their expectations are changing. They are seeking quality over quantity. Market saturation separates amateurs from specialists. What successful artists do differently? They offer advanced styling and customization. They go beyond basic mapping by using advanced styling and being able to customize the extensions to the client's natural features. This increases the perceived value and results by clients. They prioritize lash health and precision technique. This helps to build trust and reputation. They invest continuously in advanced education. Your skills compound over time, and when you are a more skilled artist, you are more sought after, and you can also charge more for your services. They deliver a premium client experience. There's value in how you make clients feel, not just in the lashes that you're able to give them. They specialize instead of offering generic services. Specialization means becoming known for something specific rather than trying to be average at everything. When you specialize, you stop chasing clients and they look for you. They price based on value, not competition. Successful artists don't compete to be cheaper, they compete to be better. They price according to their skill, their results, and client experience. They build strong client retention systems. Retention creates stable income for you as an artist, and it reduces your reliance on continuously finding new clients. And finally, they stay ahead of trends and adapt quickly. They monitor changes in the industry and they evolve their skills, their services, and their business strategies. Being adaptable allows them to stay relevant as client preferences and market conditions change. Skills artists should invest in now. We've got the Lash Style Extension course by Sugar Lash Pro. Artists who will succeed are those who offer premium, tailored client experiences, advanced customization, and styling expertise. Clients want lashes designed for their face. Copy-paste sets are easy to replace with those cheaper alternatives, those DIY lashes. Advanced styling is a defensible skill as a lash artist. And then we've got our lash lift course, where being able to offer that lower cost alternative that also appeals to this natural trend that we're seeing is a good service to add to your menu. Clients are seeking high quality lash lifts. Mastering this technique separates pros from amateurs. Artists benefit from being able to offer a faster service with a lot of high profit potential. Upcoming webinars that you should check out, we have the Wet Look Unveiled Technique and Styling Masterclass. That's March 19th. If you want to learn more about the wet look and learn how to accomplish it in depth, check that one out. We have Beyond Black, Mastering Sugar Lash Pro Brunette Lashes. If you want to see some transformations with our brown toned extensions. We've got Bespoke Bridal Looks for Wedding Season. This is going to be some textured volume is going to be included in there. Some really impactful looks. And then I have a webinar in June, Beyond the Lash Bed, Mastering Client Management, where I'm going to talk about dealing with clients, handling expectations, and maybe dealing with difficult clients. That's all I have for you guys today. So if you do want to leave some feedback, you can scan the QR code here and share your thoughts about today's webinar, what you think about these upcoming trends. If there's something you think that I didn't mention that you think should have been included, let me know. Can't hear you, Tammy. You're muted.
There you go. Awesome webinar, Irene. So those are the trends for 2026 that we're predicting that is going to stay trending for this year. If you guys have any questions about how to style this or just any advice on how to map it out, Irene, her contact is irene@sugarlashpro.com. So you can always reach out to her with any questions or styling tips that you'd like. Otherwise, we have this QR code up here for you. If you have a chance to scan it, we'd love for your suggestions on what you want to see coming up on our upcoming webinars. If there's anything that's in, really high in demand that you guys want to see, we definitely are open to hosting an additional webinar based on what you guys want to hear from us. So definitely scan it, share your feedback, and we'd hope to see you for upcoming webinars. Oh, we have one question from Amy. Is Sugar Lash offering a Korean lash lift course? So I will answer that for you, Irene. So at this moment, no, only because the technique is a little bit different. We pretty much teach you the fundamentals and foundations of a lash lift, but Korean styling, you can typically see a lot of those videos and clips online. At the moment, we don't have any Korean lift products to accommodate for that service. So at the time being, no, not currently, but it is definitely trending right now. So any questions that you have specifically to Korean lash, we can always help through our education team and help answer any questions that maybe we can help clarify for you.
I will say though, you could use the Sugar Lash lash lift for a Korean lash technique, because with the Korean lash technique, they are using cysteamine based products, which is what Sugar Lash is.
Yes.
So it's just a way to lift the lashes in a less damaging way. Any other questions?
Awesome. Well, if we don't have any other questions, thank you guys for hopping on today. Again, any questions, just feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, we do have monthly webinars every month. So just feel free to hop in and get some free education.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Oh, we have one more question, Irene, that came through from Nicole. Did we go over retention tips, and did I miss this in the beginning?
No, you know what? I'm assuming you're asking that because of the description for the course. I just noticed that like yesterday, and I was wondering why that was in there. I think that was a mistake, but I'm pretty sure we have a webinar about retention specifically, a past one, right, Tammy?
Yes, we do have
Yeah.
one for retention specifically for classic lashes.
Okay.
But if you have any specific questions just about any of these styles that Irene had mentioned, Nicole, you're welcome to ask any questions right now. If you're inquiring about classic lashes in particular, we do have a whole separate webinar on it as well. Did you have a specific question about any of the retention on any of these styles that Irene had mentioned? Maybe not.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, not on these styles, no, just based on the description.
No worries.
Okay. And any other questions, you guys? Nope. I think everyone's good. If no more questions, then thanks guys for joining today, and hopefully we'll see you for next month's webinar.
Thank you. Have a great day.